We are the first generation of humans to live in a perpetual optical illusion. We've conquered the night with LEDs and extended our days with blue light emitting glass. But while our technology evolved in decades, our biology hasn't changed in millennia. You wake up tired. You rely on a chemical spike of caffeine to function by 10 a.m. And by 3 p.m., your brain feels like a browser with too many tabs open. This isn't just stress. This is a fundamental desynchronization of your SCN, the suprachiasmatic nucleus. Located in the hypothalamus, the SCN is a tiny but powerful cluster of cells that acts as your master biological clock. Think of it as the central server of your body. It receives light signals directly from your eyes and sends a synchronization pulse to every other organ, telling your liver when to process nutrients and your brain when to flush out toxins. In this deep dive, we are moving beyond basic productivity advice. We are going to decode the neurobiology of your internal master clock. And more importantly, I will show you how to use artificial intelligence to analyze your own biomarkers and reclaim your peak human performance. Welcome to BioMind. To understand how to master this system, we have to look at the fuel it runs on: photons. Your master clock doesn't tell time in hours or minutes. It tells time in wavelengths. The process is fascinatingly precise. When specific blue light wavelengths hit the melanopsin-containing ganglion cells in your eyes, they send a high-speed signal directly to the SCN. This is the system reboot signal. It tells your brain the day has officially begun, triggering a precise hormonal cascade that will dictate your energy levels for the next 16 hours. First comes the cortisol awakening response. Cortisol isn't just a stress hormone, it's your internal spark plug. It raises your body temperature and sharpens your focus. Simultaneously, your brain suppresses melatonin, the hormone of darkness. If you view bright light within 30 minutes of waking, you set a biological timer for your sleep 16 hours later. If you don't, your timer never starts, and that's why you can't fall asleep at 11 p.m. But there's a second player in this biological game: adenosine. From the second you wake up, adenosine starts accumulating in your brain like a pressure valve. The longer you are awake, the higher the sleep drive. Here is where most people fail. When we drink coffee the moment we wake up, we block the adenosine receptors, but we don't clear the adenosine. We are essentially building a caffeine debt. Once the caffeine wears off, all that accumulated adenosine hits your brain at once, leading to the inevitable 2 p.m. crash. To master your focus, you must master your timing. Data without interpretation is just noise. Most of us track our steps or our heart rate, but we rarely do anything with that information. This is where artificial intelligence changes the game. We are moving from reactive health to predictive biology. Imagine exporting your sleep data from the last 30 days, your REM cycles, your deep sleep, and your heart rate variability, HRV. By feeding this data into a large language model with the right prompts, you can identify patterns that are invisible to the human eye. AI can correlate your late-night screen time with your recovery score the next morning. It can tell you, with mathematical precision, that for every 15 minutes of blue light exposure after 9 p.m., your deep sleep drops by 7%. It's no longer a suggestion, it's a personalized biological blueprint. The real power lies in optimal performance windows. Using AI-driven predictive analytics, you can find your peak cognitive window. For some, it's 90 minutes after waking. For others, it's a late afternoon surge. By aligning your hardest tasks with your natural circadian peak, you aren't working harder. You're working with the laws of physics. To put this into practice, we need to move beyond guesswork and look at the data. I've fed the AI engine my own biological log from the last 3 days: sleep cycles, sunlight exposure, and the exact timing of my caffeine intake. Watch what happens. The AI doesn't just summarize, it identifies critical patterns. It detected a 20% accumulated adenosine debt. This explains why, despite sleeping, I wake up feeling unrefreshed. It's the direct result of blocking my receptors too early in the morning. Based on this, the system generates an optimization protocol for tomorrow. Notice the adjustment: delaying caffeine by 90 minutes and prioritizing photon loading immediately upon waking to suppress residual melatonin. And here is the crown jewel: my peak performance window. Between 10:45 a.m. and 1:15 p.m., My body temperature and dopamine levels will be at their physiological zenith. This is when the AI directs me to execute my most cognitively demanding tasks. This is the transition from theory to biological execution. We are leveraging cutting-edge technology to reclaim control over our own nature. So how do we apply this? Here is the BioMind Circadian Protocol, optimized by science and tracked by AI. Step 1. The photon loading. Within 30 minutes of waking, get 10 to 20 minutes of natural sunlight. This triggers the cortisol spike we discussed and sets your melatonin timer. Even on a cloudy day, there are more photons outside than under any office light. Step 2. Delay caffeine. Wait 90 minutes before your first cup. Allow your brain to clear the morning adenosine naturally. This prevents the afternoon crash and keeps your receptors clean. Step 3. The digital sunset. 2 hours before bed, dim the lights. Use AI tools like F8 Lux or Night Shift. But remember, physical darkness is superior. This signals your SCN that the hunt is over and it's time for cellular repair. Mastering your circadian code is more than a productivity hack. It's an act of rebellion against a world designed to keep you tired, distracted, and consuming. When you align your biology with the natural rhythms of the earth and use artificial intelligence to bridge the gap, you aren't just performing better, you are aging slower. We are entering an era where the most valuable asset isn't just information, but the clarity to process it. By protecting your master clock, you are designing a brain that lasts as long as your ambition. The tools are here. The science is clear. The only question is, will you stay in the noise, or will you build your own architecture of focus? If you found value in this deep dive, subscribe to BioMind. We are building a community of conscious designers who refuse to leave their biology to chance. Check the description for the AI circadian prompts we used in this video. Sleep well, design your mind, and I'll see you in the next one.